Lily, stop scratching my hand. So this is my little love Lilith. Hey guys, give me 1 second. Yeah, what's up, guys? Nothing much, just hanging out. I'm gonna take Jupiter out to go eat because I want to do something special for her, because we don't really get out much. So I figured I wanted to treat her to something. Hey, hey, London in the house. I know we also have Amsterdam in the house too. What's up, Harv? Thank you. I really like that new intro too, so I'm glad that you guys liked it because I wanted to keep it. But if you guys said that you didn't want me to keep it, I would have made another one. So because seriously, I do this for you guys. I make all of these videos. I go into the Goetia. I talk to all these spirits because there's not enough information out there. I'm not exactly sure why, but there is not enough information out there about these spirits, seriously. So I wanted to, provide you guys with in-depth information. Really, the only reliable source that I've actually noticed to have real good gnosis was VK Jihanam. You know, that's the only person. Other than that, I've seen people copy him or they just put things from specific grimoires into, or on their website. So, I really wanted to put this stuff out there. Yes, he is. Thank you. DH Thorn is also really awesome too. Sorry. He's really cool. You're right. DH is another one that really goes in depth about things too. So I agree for sure. Hmm. No problem. So Joss, do you like the that grim do you like that egregore? Because I really put a lot into that and I wanted to make sure that she was specifically work with everything that you said that you wanted. So I hope that that she's working well for you because she was very active when I brought her to life. Hmm. But also another one that's really good is Primordial Chaos. He's dope as fuck. I really appreciate magicians like him too because he brings forward a lot of good information about the Kemetic system and the darker workings of the Egyptian pantheon. Yeah, I've done quite a few packs. I've even done some for myself, and when I introduce people to packs, I do it the exact same way that I do it for myself. Yo, that's good, man, because when I was like connecting to her, I wanted to make sure that I put the off switch so I can't summon her and you're the only one that can summon her. Um, so when you're working with her, just do really, you can go really far with her. You also, if you wanted to, you could customize her too. So now that you're connected with her, you can customize her yourself as well. You can follow the template that I sent you. I like to customize them to the point where you can actually start to change what it is that I put forward into them because it's custom to you. So right now, the one that I was recently working with, because last night myself and Donald James and another good friend of mine, Juju, we were doing we were doing practice, and we were summoning a few spirits that were we wanted to talk to them. So we were working with Barbados, we were talking to Lucifer, we talked to Paimon, but we also talked to Ose or Ase. So I'm doing a video on Ase pretty soon because the energies of that spirit were very, very interesting. Um, and that one was a very, I don't know, it was really crazy because of the fact that the vibes were very different than what I'm used to. So I really want to put that information out there because when my friend, Donald was channeling that spirit, it was insane, insane. And when people are fully channeling, because of the fact that there are certain information that comes out that really is not easy for someone to reciprocate if they literally do not know anything about that spirit. And that's the reason why we chose to summon that spirit in the first place. Um, Usually, for myself, I will go into their realm astrally and I'll talk to them. Sometimes they'll come to me, but I prefer to go astrally to their realm because it allows me to actually see them better. Oh, dang. The Necronomicon. All right, hey, dude. The Necronomicon is a really, really good book for those people that want to work with spirits of Irkala. Okay. And if you don't know about Irkala, you can look up Irkala on VK Jahanam's website, but he also has a really good e-grimoire about it. I work very close to Pazuzu, so I really love the spirits of Irkala in the underworld and all energies that connect to the Anunnaki. Wiccawetic spirit Aquarius. Damn, I can't really name them off the top of my head, but I know that there are quite a few. Um, Let me see. I'm really good. I'm really good seeking. I'm fucking great. Things are going really well. Voodoo Loa. Oh, Mama Bridget. Respucia. I don't exactly know because I don't work with the Voodoo Loas. Yeah? Give give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Yes. You think she'll be mad if I put her altar on the video? If you put her altar on the video, no, I don't think she'll be mad. Because I told her to give me a sign or anything, but I haven't got anything. So. I think she wouldn't trip. Okay. Yeah. All right. Sorry, guys. Jupiter was asking me a question. So let's see what you guys are saying. Yeah, I've not contacted many of yes. Ereshkigal actually is a spirit that rules over Irkala. It's one of the leaders of Irkala for sure. Yes. Um, Respucia. The only spirit of the Loa that I actually have experienced would be the Baron. Okay, I've connected with the Baron, and that's the only one. Other than that, I have seen as Ruli Dantor. I have not met Mama Bridget yet. Um, but also I would say it's a good idea to be initiated because of the fact that you can get married to them and it will give you a better connection and a bond with those spirits. So, yes, I would recommend being initiated. Just be careful when you're picking someone to put you into that. Also, Zeus, Zeus, come here. What are you crying about? Sorry, my cat's crying, guys. But yes, I would recommend you being initiated. Just because of the fact that you can get far more out of initiation, far more. But make sure that you divine on people who might be initiating you because you want to find someone who you know you can trust. So let's see. A good place to look up spirits in their zodiac, go to VK Jehanum's website. The offerings to Anpu, I like to give him chocolate. You can give him semen. You can also give him menstrual blood. That goes a long way too. You can give him Egyptian musk. You can give him quartz. You can give him copper. Should have named my cat Freya. He's a male. Um, I named him Zeus because he's so, white like lightning. So, and Lily, I like Lilith because I have a really strong connection to Lilith and the energies of, the succubi and incubi. So, I figured it was only right to name her Lilith because those are amazing energies when you actually know how to work with them. King Paimon, I wouldn't say King Paimon is the most powerful, but King Paimon is very powerful, Gianni, for sure. Yeah, and Respucia, to go back to your question as well, when it comes down to initiation, because myself, like, if the spirits choose you, then they choose you, so you wouldn't have to be initiated. So if they're around you and you're already connecting to them, there's no need for initiation. But if you feel like you can't really connect with them and it's a little harder, then it would be good for you to get initiation because then you can, get connection. You can get connected with them on a whole nother level. So Zeus is crying at the door because Jupiter's outside filming a video. Yes, Dio, it becomes so much more it becomes so much more prevalent. Like it becomes a very dominant thing about yourself. You really start to not care so much about material things. You start to really just appreciate the individuals that are around you and you appreciate the connections and the ties to the spirits. You also appreciate the transformations that you have undergone throughout your journey. You look to your specific happenings within your life and you realize the things that made you who you are, it really humbles you. So for sure. Okay, any advice on working with Lilith? When you work with Lilith, just don't sexualize her, okay? That's the advice that I would say about Lilith because Lilith is not only about sex. Lilith can really empower you in a lot of different ways. She's very, very patient, very protective. She is very good with teaching you vampirism, but also can help you with a lot of psychic protection. But she can help you to understand the depths of mental manipulation, okay, to keep that stuff from being put onto you, but also can help you to understand how to astrally cloak and shapeshift. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Dred. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. As you know, guys, I do this for you for sure. I'm gonna go get Zeus because he's crying. Give me 1 second. Come on, buddy. Come here. It's okay. I'm here. So this is Zeus. He's so cute. He's a good cat. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nama is very, very good as well. Mm-hmm. She can. Really, she can. But the thing is, if you're using her energy for the wrong things, if you're using her for really, bad intention, if you are betraying her or you're revealing secrets that she wants you to swear, secrecy to, that's when she'll really come after people. That's when the spirits tend to turn on people. If you're using things that they tell you not to use, or if you are doing things that they warn you strictly not to do, basically, if you're being a dumbass, Binaural beats. Okay, Dio. So, binaural beats, man, are really, really amazing. Honestly, King Pyman was telling me yesterday about how to utilize alpha brainwaves to connect better to spirits. So it was very interesting because of the fact that I didn't really know exactly what alpha brainwaves were until I had this conversation with him last night, and he showed me really how to produce these waves from my mind in a relaxed state, but literally emitting the signature and designing those specific waves. So it was very, very interesting. I highly recommend binaural beats because they are very, very soothing and relaxing. I listen to them now before I go to sleep. I try to at least. So Mario, that would be very effective. I feel like the reason why it would be effective is because of the fact that you have Lucifer, okay, you have Azazel, that's a gatekeeper, you have Leviathan, another gatekeeper, okay, and then you have Astaroth, a president, and those are all actually four different elements that you're utilizing. So that would be very effective. Where exactly did you find it at? Because that's a very powerful combination of energies to use. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, there is. I have not actually had any experiences. Actually, Let me stop myself there. I've had one experience with Aphrodite, and I've met Aphrodite in a dream, and that was it. Aphrodite was teaching me how to utilize the Kundalini energy, but that was the only time that I'd ever really experienced her. Zeus, you see the words coming on the screen? Mm-hmm. The way that we got Zeus was he was a giveaway, and we found these people in this group, and we were looking for cats, and we always come across cats in Nevada, like in Vegas. We really do, and we were searching for a new cat because so much stuff had happened with Princess, and Marley killed Princess, and Pez ended up dying after, so Jupiter was really, really distraught. I was really hurt because she was really attached to Pez. I really loved Princess, so we felt like we needed to get two more cats because it was only right. I feel like Lilith now fills that void that Princess used to fill in my heart. And Zeus, was brought to us by this woman that we found in this Facebook group that bred cats, okay, and they had all kinds of cats, a lot of tuxedos, a lot of everything, and it was really therapeutic because we went into this house and they had a ton of cats. Like there were literally over 25 cats in this house, and there was a an orange cat initially that we were going to go pick up, but I didn't really vibe with the cat. I did feel the energy of this cat, and I named that cat Phoenix because I was like, this cat feels like Phoenix to me. So it it really didn't vibe with me like that though, and I didn't really vibe with that cat. I knew immediately when they brought Zeus out that he was my cat, and immediately I called him Zeus because that's the name that I heard, and I loved him since the day that I got him. Yes, yes. Sorry about that. Okay, Anubis is another really good source. Okay, he's very good at what he does. Very fucking good. He has one of the best connections that I have ever seen with Lucifer. Like honestly, he's very good with his classes, his courses, his teachings. I would definitely recommend him too. He's a good source, a very good source, and he's super authentic. Let me just go through these questions. How would you go about invoking several spirits? Usually, I would write a specific. Well, for me, myself, sometimes I'll channel different chants or sigils, but I would kind of compact a specific sigil that brings forth a specific spear from the clip off. because then if you're trying to channel specific energies that would do the same function, you would work with the Qliphoth. That's what I would recommend. Working with the Qliphothic tree, picking a specific spear, and calling that forward. That would allow you to invoke multiple spirits, if not all of the spirits that you're wanting to work with. To perform whatever tasks or requests that you may have. That's just what I recommend. That's how I go about doing things. Okay, let's see. I have Patreon. I don't really use Hangouts anymore. There were a lot of weird predators in there. Weird people. Are they always around you when you work with them? From my experience, once you work with them and you summon them, they they'll stay with you in your energy field. So yes, they'll remain with you. And the ones that really want to work with you, they'll really let their presence be known to the point where they might start showing up to other occultists that are looking at you that you might be talking to. Because I know sometimes I'll see energies in the background or in the aura field of other occultists that I talk to, and I'll see sigils, and I'll be, compelled to give them this information that's coming forward because I know it's not for me. No, I have not. Arada, I have not. So, Great Spirit, you can connect to me. You can become a patron, and for those of you that are in this live, you can become a patron. Okay, if you just want advice, you can become a patron. It's really cheap. You can go to the first tier, and you'll be able to get advice from me whenever you want. You can ask me questions, things of that sort. As you move up through the tiers, okay, the second tier, you'd be able to get behind the scenes looks, firsthand information about the goetic spirits that I'm connecting to, or any demons for that matter, any information, and even any curse workings, any kinds of magic that I'm going to be doing, any rituals that I'm performing. I'll give you a firsthand look depending on whether or not the spirits want to be shown. Okay. The third tier, you're allowed to fully be able to participate with me, which will be coming up soon in a live chat where you can talk to me and ask me really whatever questions that you want. Most questions won't be off the table, but you also can get an up close and personal introduction to me and get to interact with me on a deeper level than what you'll be able to get to, um, experience on YouTube live because there's things that I really can't say or release on here. Um, so yeah, if those of you really, really want to support, but those of you also want to get access to courses, because I'm also going to be providing love spells and all of my love workings to you guys that are in my highest tiers. Okay, so those of you that are pledged in my highest tier, you're going to get full blown access to my love workings and all of the techniques that I utilize for love spells. I'm also going to be releasing a lot of different courses, okay, that I have not put onto my Google Drive, that I have not put on or put out to the public yet. This will be exclusive to patrons. So ultimately, that is your decision and that'll be up to you. But I'm telling you, you will not be sorry. Hello, Eris. How are you doing? No problem, Mario. No problem. Also, Michelle, spiritual latching. Spiritual latching. Are you talking about like a vampirism? Because when you become blocked and your chakras are blocked from family members and they're telling you things like that, you're getting those blockages because they're vampirizing you. When they're negative towards you and they're telling you about things that you can't do or that you shouldn't do or things of that sort, those people are vampires, especially when they are going forward with efforts to sabotage your workings or sabotage you on your path. That is a psychic vampire. Those are people who are unintentional psychic vampires. They don't realize that they're doing it, so it's on an unconscious level. And those are the most dangerous people that you need to avoid. So be very careful. I don't agree with China doing genocide either. Um, so Anubis is associated with Sirius. Very, very, very strong connections to Sirius. Okay. Um, so if you wanted to work with him, I would recommend utilizing energies of Sirius or Syrian energies. I don't exactly know which specific other planets that he is aligned to because I've never really asked him about that. And the reason why I've never asked him about that because he's so extraterrestrial, and I had not known about that beforehand. So I think I will in the future be asking about it. What would you put on her altar? You can put hearts, you can put a lot of things that are loving, you can put things that express you, you can put a picture of yourself next to her for protection. Um, you can put a lot of things that represent the divine feminine, a lot of things that represent energies of kundalini. You can put, a vial of your menstrual blood, a vial of your saliva, things of that sort. Those are good offerings to Aphrodite from what I gather. No problem. No problem. It's not frowned upon to use psychic abilities for the sake of fun because I do shit like that too. But I only do that to people who are known enemies of mine. Any particular method that I would use for unblocking the chakras. Here's what I like to do. So I will envision a golden light that is kind of beaming down from however far I can see it going. And that golden light coming straight down, right? That golden light coming straight down all the way to whichever chakras I see it going down. And then I will envision gray or silver flakes coming into that golden light, moving directly down through all of my chakras and energetically purifying and cleansing all of them. That's what I utilize for cleansing the chakras. That's a good method. Um, Numir, yes, but then again, no. Some of them are big on worship, but a lot of them are not. Um, because they respect you when you don't do that. They'll respect you far more when you don't do that, because you either will be a slave or you'll be someone who actually is a king. You'll be someone who actually is in charge, someone who actually has authority. From my experience, that's exactly how Anubis goes about doing things, and that's how he goes about judging how he's going to treat people when they come at him in those specific ways. That is truly how Anubis is. How do you find out about their names so you can work with them? I would say take yourself back into a meditation and bring yourself back to that event that was unfolding. When you're in meditation, you will get far more access than what you were already able to connect to. So when you meditate, try to bring back all of what you saw and what you were experiencing, and then ask questions. Because then you'll be able to get the names directly channeled to you, and you'll be able to acquire that information. That's what I utilize when I experience something. I'll go back into the past. If I feel like I have not gotten enough information, I'll go into it and really look at it, and I'll get an all around view, you know, to understand exactly what was happening or get the names of beings that were around me at that time. Because that's highly possible for sure. How can you implant the thoughts of thought implantation? Yo, okay, look, if you want to learn about thought implantations, thought manipulation, Utilizing chi balls, you can buy my course, but you can, if you didn't want to buy the course, you can also just become a patron because I'm going to be teaching about a lot of that stuff too. That comes with the teachings that I'm going to be utilizing in the love spells that I use. So I'm not going to reveal that information publicly. Harvey, do I cast a circle? Yes and no, depending on the kind of workings that I'm doing. If I feel like someone's a little more stronger that I'm doing workings on, or if I feel like I really like it's really being I'm really being called to summon a circle, then I'll use four of the gatekeepers and summon them, and then I will utilize whatever sigils or other energies that I'm going to bring forward into the workings, because I use a lot of planetary energies and a lot of zodiac magic in my workings as well. Yeah. Um, For Patreon, yeah, I do have. I'll have a lot of I'm gonna have a lot of stuff for beginners. I'm gonna be working on a lot of those things because now I have a lot more, a lot more free time. I'm only working on a few rituals, but I've just been really busy recently, so that's the reason why I haven't been able to be posting on Patreon as often. So for those people that, deleted the pledges, hey, that sucks for you because I have a lot of stuff coming for people who are exclusively subscribed to Patreon. Trust me, you're gonna love a lot of what I have, and it's gonna be custom to work for you guys specifically. No problem, Harv. No problem. Yeah, I will. I can, Mike, Mike, you can email me, and I can send you a link to help you to like get into my course of chi balls because chi balls are really good. That's the main thing that I utilize to manipulate the thoughts of individuals if I'm wanting to really put forth some really, really fucking strong energy. I will place specific energy signatures in there with specific emotions to really make sure that that person comes around to do exactly what it is that I want them to do. So I recommend my Chi Balls course for that. I can tell you that right now. Like that helps so much. And then after the fact, if you have questions about it, because of the fact that you bought the course, you can always reach out to me. Oh, sorry about that, ROH. All right, yes. Yeah, I'm gonna call you Love, okay? So, Love. Love Dutch Hounds. Yes. Actually, myself and Jupiter, we work very closely to Santa Muerte. Like that is one of the spirits that I hold very near and dear. She's found a very special place on my altar. I give her offerings, I give her cigar smoke. I work with her for specific means of protection because she gets the job done. But I also really appreciate her on different levels because she's one of the main reasons why my roads are open in the first place. So yeah, I love Santa Muerte. I love my Santissima Muerte. I really do. I'll high five you through the screen. Any suggestions on making it more direct? Yeah. Um, Iris, if you have a picture of that person, that would work so much better. Okay, if you have a picture, it works so much better. A picture, an item that belongs to them, that works so much better. You'll get far better results doing it in that way. Let me see. I'm just seeing if there's any more questions. Oh, I know ROH. I know. I can feel that your intentions are good, man. Like I'm not worried about it whatsoever. Most of like all of you guys that are on Patreon, like I know you guys have really good intentions. That's why I want to introduce you guys to the stuff that I'm putting out there. My workout routine right now, dude, I do not work out, but when I'm waiting till the summer ends. This is for you, brew. Brew, haha. That's funny. I like that. That's some dope ass wordplay. I think you'd like Barbados. Barbados has really cool wordplay and has a way with words that can really bolster the efforts and the results of your spell workings with anything that you do, especially when it comes down to money magic. So anyway, let me see. Yeah, let me see here. Let me go back down. Asmodeus. I work with Asmodeus. I work very close with Asmodeus. I like him. He's really awesome. I'm trying to find that other comment. Sorry, guys. Just looking for this other comment really quick. Brouhaha. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, well, what I was gonna say, brouhaha, is I don't have a workout routine, dude. I'm just cut right now. I'm naturally cut, but I am very, very, very skinny right now. When the summer ends, I'm about to start going hard. What I'm going to be using is P90X. That's my favorite workout routine because of the fact that I need someone who's constantly telling me to fucking do it, and I need good examples to show me good form. So when I work out, I like to watch other people who are gorgeous too, to really give me that motivation. So truly, that's how I like to work out. I don't like the gym because I'd rather be by myself, but I would rather watch people, if that makes sense. Yes, Lucifuge, I actually do know about the Seraphim. The funny thing is, I discovered the Seraphim when I was actually connecting to um, the Akashic records when I was walking with Anubis in the astral. Okay, I found a specific place that is a part of the Sphinx that you can go into, but only people who are devotees or connected to Anubis can enter into this place. So I walked into this place and there was literally a an angel with a the head of a lion with huge wings, but there were multiple layers to the wings that was covering up the book. So yes, that was the time that I actually first discovered the seraphim and connected with them. Lucifuge. I fucking love Lucifuge. Lucifuge has been a very, very great, um, amazing bond and relationship that I have built, and I'm really proud of it because Lucifuge, although he gets so much of a bad rap, Lucifuge is such a good guy. He really only wants the best for you, and he is very motivational, very kind, and uplifting. When you are sad or you are depressed, Lucifuge is literally right there. If you're someone who has a strong connection to him, you can call him, you can call Marbus, you can call Barbados, you can call Vapar. Vapar is very good for that stuff too. When it comes to the emotions, also, Anubis is very good for this. So is Sobek. I know I haven't talked about Sobek on this channel, but I'm also going to be making a video about my experiences with Sobek too, because he's another one that really, doesn't get a lot of public attention. You can become whatever you want while astral shapeshifting, depending on which spirits you're working with, because there are spirits that can teach you specific means of astral shapeshifting, yes. Yes. Yeah, exactly. No, no, Mir, I've never actually worked with Abaddon. I really only recently started connecting and working with Belial. I feel like the only time that I worked with Abaddon was for a rite of empowerment, but that was with some channeled gnosis and a ritual that VK has on his website. That's literally the only time. Other than that, I have not experienced him yet. Um, but I look forward to connecting with him in the future for sure. Yes, Seraphim are a specific angel class. Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She will. She will definitely kill on call. You can summon spirits like Anubis and any spirit, but I don't recommend using any names of gods that would contradict the systems that you're working with. There is no reason to threaten any of the demons. There is no reason to talk to them like you have no damn sense. Okay? They understand exactly what you're saying. They understand exactly what you're wanting before they even come. So be really specific as to what it is that you want, and they will work very well with you. Sometimes they won't want to work with you, but you gotta, you gotta really plug and play to find out which spirits you really connect with. I would recommend looking at your natal chart and understanding which signs you have that are stronger in which specific houses, and then you can look into which spirits have those specific attributions to which planets and which zodiacs. Um, I create I create both, Harv. I create both, honestly. Um, I have a service that I provide to which I can create them for you, and I can instill them in wherever you want them to be. I can make them custom to whatever way you would like them to be made. I've done it multiple times, but I've also done it for myself just to test it when I was beginning, and it was very successful. So if that's something that you're looking for, or any of you are looking for when it comes to me having any beings or spirits created for you that are custom to you, you can let me know. I love doing that shit. It's really fun. LA. What do I think about working with Lucifer? Highly recommended for those people who are even beginners because he's very helpful. He will break things down for you to the point where you get it the first time. He's very simplistic when he's describing or telling you anything, but he's going to be straightforward with you. So for those people that are really sensitive, I don't recommend Lucifer for them. But if you really can handle some really good, if you really can handle honest criticism and really, really can handle someone telling you like it is, then I recommend you working with Lucifer. That's truly what I have to say about that. Hi, buddy. He's awesome. Do I know about quantum shifting? Mm, in a way, but I don't really like to speak on it because I'm no expert, in that. I do know, okay, that if you are someone that really knows how to talk to spirits, if you can summon demons, you can summon extraterrestrials. So if you really wanted to learn more about that, I would recommend either connecting to the Arcturians or connecting to the Mantid race. They're really good at that. Also, the Lyrians are very good at that as well. No problem, LA. No problem. Maybe it was Maybelline. I don't I don't actually know. When it comes to past lives, I don't work with that kind of stuff as much. So you would have to ask somebody who, who's pretty good with that stuff because I don't really connect to past lives. It's not something that is my forte as much, not unless I'm like hooking someone up to a quantum generator and getting that understanding with them. If there's like a specific system that can connect straight to them from a neurological standpoint, then yeah, I can. But other than that, it's not for me. How much of a percentage of my week do I spend studying, practicing, and partaking in magic? 135%. Every single day I wake up, I'm doing a meditation. Before I go to sleep, I'm doing a meditation. I'm studying constantly throughout the day, talking. If I'm not spending time with Jupiter, then I'm talking and I'm talking to friends, studying with them, reading, looking at new books, talking to my spirits, summoning different spirits, writing different things down, acquiring gnosis, bettering myself, moving forward, and pushing my consciousness beyond points that I thought I would be limited to, and always bettering myself. I am always constantly studying, constantly working on myself, constantly putting in work. This never stops. And it doesn't even stop when I go to sleep because then I have lucid dreams. I'll have astral experiences where I'm communicating with demons. New demons from the Goetia will be introduced to me, start talking to me. I'm always doing this. This is a 24/7 thing. Like always. It is all the time. Yeah, sometimes it can be a little scary. The ways that you can get in contact with extraterrestrials utilizing um you can utilizing alpha brain waves for binaural beats. You can find specific ones that can connect you to extraterrestrials. You can utilize pictures of extraterrestrials. For those of you who really, really are serious about connecting to extraterrestrials or wanting to learn about your star family or extraterrestrial family, talk to Zion Zeta. Zion Zeta is a very good artist that can really portray and depict in full detail who those spirits are that are around you. But more so, she specializes in connecting with extraterrestrials. Also, if there's those of you that really want to know more about Anubis and spells with Anubis, working with them from a pagan standpoint, talk to Zion Zeta because she is an expert at what she does. And I highly recommend going to her for getting those services done or learning more about spells with him. I use Anubis and connect with him more so for ascension. I don't really utilize him with magic unless it's luck or unless it's understanding something on a better level or manipulation of reality. Hmm. I like that. I like that. I can't either, Great Spirit, because they're depicted as just, ugh. Raziel. I don't really know about Raziel. I don't do archangels like that because that's not my territory really. That's VK Hanum's territory. I want to let that be known. But also when it comes down to doing my readings, I want to set the record straight. I only will reveal spirits of the Goetia to you. That's about it. Okay? The other stuff, when it comes down to doing readings, Pantheon, shit like that, VK Hanum is the go-to person for that. That is his shit. He made his own system for that. He deserves to be able to have that to himself. Because I understand how much work he's fucking put into making that stuff a reality. So that's him. That's for him. Okay. Any tips that I would recommend for your first time summoning a spirit? Relax yourself as much as possible, no matter how scared you get, because some of them can have very frightening appearances. No matter how afraid you get, just relax. Just try your best to relax yourself. Let go of everything that you think that you know, okay? And go in with the mind of a child. Go in asking questions. Go in with sheer footed curiosity, and they will respect you coming to them that way. Okay? As you go more into summoning them and connecting with them, that will give you the ability to really connect with them on deeper levels because it's respectful to go about it in that way. Sorry, Zeus. I'm sorry. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not. Nice. Just take your time and let yourself get lost in the moment. Do not time yourself. Do not put any pressure on yourself to manifest the spirits. Most people have it so wrong. They want to manifest the spirit in the physical. Don't do that. If you really want to see them, ask them to present themselves in your inner vision. You will have a much better experience, but they also will put on a form that helps you to be comfortable with their presence. Okay? Yeah, I've had experiences with Bastet. I've also had experiences with Sekhmet. I really like Bastet for the energies of really understanding your mental health, but the balance between your hemispheres of your brain. Very similar to energies of Bune, understanding when to be the observer and when to be the one that takes action. Bastet works really well with that kind of energy. You feel like you're blocked? I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, no, I hear you, Dread, because my curiosity got me onto this path in the first place. Like, I literally got onto this path because I was curious, I was seeing so many things about King Paimon. That's the first entity, the first demon that I had really um, evoked. Okay. And I saw so much about him. I was seeing his sigil burning in front of me in my inner vision, just burning. I would see Berith walking around my house. It was interesting. I would see a lot of energies that were around me before I could even, really understand what this stuff was. My curiosity made me buy a book called The Dictionary of the Damned. Okay. And when I looked into it, I saw a Paimon sigil, but I saw a lot of different sigils of demons from the Goetia. It made me curious about the Goetia. So then I ended up looking at, um, getting the book of the Lesser Key of Solomon. And upon getting that book, I started looking into a bunch of different spirits in the Goetia, and ever since then, I ended up making my pact with Paimon to learn even more about protection, but also to travel astrally, but working with demons in my dreams and how to identify if they were tricksters or if they were not. Okay, and so that stuff manifested. Fast forward, here I am. Now I'm on this path. Bune comes to me as very feminine, but Bune can be very masculine. The way that I see Bune, Bune never shows up to me as a male. Okay, Bune will show up to me as that dragon thing with the head of a dog, the head of a human, and the head of, I forgot what the head of what else it was, because I don't really see that aspect of Bune as often. Um, I would see Bune as a woman with long green hair and green eyes and a full-blown nude body with golden skin. Bune is very, very loving and very, very helpful. hmm I mean, I wouldn't say Kali's the most powerful, but Kali is very powerful, very powerful, um, very powerful, but not the most powerful because there's a lot of power in a lot of the different pantheons. I have a lot of experience with Kali too. I really have a deep respect for her as well because she's done a lot of things for me too. Have you ever used I've never really used angelic magic. The only time that I've used angelic magic was for banishing, okay? And the energies that are usually utilized that I would try would be using the methods of Damon Brand because he has really good methods of utilizing angel magic. But other than that, I have not really worked with angels. It really barely got to the point where I was comfortable enough to actually publicly say that I work with archangels because I didn't trust their agendas at first because they are not what people say they are. They are not what people say they are. They are much deeper. There's so much more to them. And upon, having that realize coming to that realization, I realize now that it means a lot more to me to work with them now because I can understand where they're coming from due to the fact that I've worked with demons so much. hmm My favorite banishing method. Um, hmm, what is my favorite banishing method? My favorite banishing method would be this a technique that Anubis showed me, forming basically a black crystalline shield like around yourself. And once you see this black crystalline shield, kind of like if it's as if it's obsidian, you're surrounding yourself with it. You place your hands onto the ground and you envision blue energy or lightning coming out of your hands and gritting into this energy signature. Anything that was in your energy field or around you that might not have had the best intentions for you, that will banish all of those energies that are around you. Anubis has very amazing workings that he can introduce you to when it comes to banishing. I prefer to use him for banishing. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, ROH. And I'm still a skeptic myself, quite honestly. Um, I would say Great Spirit, I don't know. There's a lot of them, because you have Durga, okay? You have Lakshmi. Lakshmi Ma is very powerful too. You have Saraswati. Saraswati is pretty cool and pretty strong as well. Parvati is pretty strong as well, very powerful. There's a lot of them. I just wouldn't say that they're extremely powerful. I wouldn't say that there's one that's more powerful than the other. I don't really like to do that. I mean, I can understand that you wouldn't trust him. Anubis is not for everybody. That's what I will say. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly, Dread. No, Dutch Hound. I love Dutch Hounds. I don't think that's the true purpose because of the fact that so many of the experiences that I have had have been so loving and so positive. If demons are so kind and so uplifting, and they literally can understand every single piece of your life and bring you the ability to speak up and live for yourself, what's evil about that? I have not once been tormented or tortured by a demon. The only time I've been tortured or tormented was by my own shadow self when I didn't know who he was. Okay, that is the only time because I resisted him and I feared him and I felt like like he was out to get me because I was first coming into my abilities. So for people, that don't really prefer to work with demons, I can definitely understand that. But from my experience with every demon that I've met, even down to meeting Leviathan and Satan and Moloch, none of them were evil toward me. None of them attacked me. None of them tormented me. They all were very loving and they all were very, very informative, and really, really kind when it came down to it. So much more kinder than any human that I've ever met on this earth. Quite honestly, they are very, very, very amazing. And the reason why these concepts are introduced in the churches is because of the fact that they do not want you working with these energies for the specific reason of you becoming sovereign and understanding what's going on in this world. Because the main people who run this world work with these entities, or so they try to. Yeah, I do find it hard to connect with regular people sometimes because it's like, eh, some people I just can't connect to because like, Anubis is a thief? Hmm, that's interesting. A spirit can take among a human appearance and live among humans. Yes, they can, but they would have to have a lot of power or be in possession of someone's vessel to actually do that. So that's the only way that they fully be able to take on that appearance because of the fact that there are so many constructs that are built in in into the earth, but on the earth as well to keep that energy from actually fully manifesting. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, ROH, yeah, because of the fact that I I like I don't know, I really align with snakes. Like I really do. I really enjoy them. That's the reason why I have cats. Because cats are very similar to felines. Those of you who really want to understand that connection or are curious about that kind of stuff, who might be mad scientists in a way, you can talk to Barbados. He has very good gnosis about those kind of that kind of connection. It's very awesome. No problem, Gianni. No problem. Yes, they are. Yes, they're amazing, and that's the reason why there are a lot of cat structures, a lot of energies that that portray feline beings, but also serpents with wings. Any occult knowledge to make the body fly. Not in this day and age. The only way you'd be able to full blown levitate is leaving your body, okay, astrally projecting, and maybe someone would be able to see you, in your astral form, but that's about it. Yes, yes, yes. Nagas are really awesome too. I've had a lot of very interesting experiences with them, with the Nagas. And I remember, sorry, I'm gonna go back to that one question. Someone was asking me about my experience with Vishnu. Vishnu introduced me to the energy of the Nagas, and I actually started to connect with them and learned about, some of their customs, which was very interesting because before I had even connected, with them in that way, I'd never done research on them on any of the sort. So I didn't realize that they actually had specific gifts that they bestow upon people that they find to be allies of theirs. And these gifts give you access to heightened senses in your psychic ability. So the Nagas are really cool, but they can be very picky when connecting to certain people. How can you eliminate fear? Well, I would recommend working with Paimon for eliminating fear, but I would also recommend working with Lucifer. They can really help you eliminate that fear, but also Leviathan. So can Amdusias. Any of the nine gatekeepers, that's what I would say, honestly. They will help you to eliminate that fear. But I wouldn't recommend working with Amdusias because he's a little twisted. He's a little twisted sometimes. Mm-hmm. Yes, it does, Flittle. Yes, they can. Yeah, exactly, Zool. Exactly. Mm. So when it comes down to Baphomet, just so I'm in Baphomet. I've never really had, I've never really talked to Baphomet, but I've had experiences with Baphomet, and the Baphomet is very, very nurturing, really, really loving, really, really uplifting, and very respectful. So I have nothing but good things to say about the energy of the Baphomet, though I have not really worked with them. Any great shadow work techniques? All right, so Snow. I have to let you understand this. When it comes to shadow mancy, shadow work, it usually pertains to utilizing your abilities to go back into your past, okay, or the past of someone else and manipulating those timelines. So they, when it comes to shadow work, I would just recommend kind of envisioning yourself back in whatever timeline you're wanting to work on and connecting to that part of yourself, validating that part of yourself, really hearing out what that part of yourself has to say and understanding specifically what that trauma was, okay, and what that trauma brought forward in your life. Because each trauma that you have had within your life has brought forward a specific core belief system that has been instilled upon you that will bring forward blockages within your life, that can bring forward a lot of strife, that can bring forward a lot of stagnation. So that's the technique that I would recommend to you. Going back into time and talking to your younger self. But you have to make sure that you go to every single aspect of yourself to connect and fully let go of everything that is bothering you that might be holding you back. That helps the most. Yes, the Damon Brand book, that's first where I started kind of learning how to work with servitors. Yes, Cap, I actually have. That's where I first started learning. Hmm. I ended up channeling my own technique after reading that book. So, hell yes, Cap, it works. It really works though. But yeah, you want to put forward your own kind of energies though. You want to put forward your own little your own little spiel. Every single book that you read, every technique, that you read, unless you are reading into something that requires you to go about it in the traditional manner, put your own little flair into it so it can be personal to you and it will be empowered by the spirits that you have connections to already. That's something that I've noticed. And young, yes, Baphomet is very fucking friendly, but also I want to let it be known Baphomet does not condone fucking pedophilia or most of the sacrifice that people say. They do not condone that shit. There's such a misconstruency about a lot of the demonic spirits. Majority of them, if not all of them, are pissed about people who practice sexual acts against children, okay, utilizing any kind of sacrifice of children, but also sacrifice of human beings. because there's no reason to. There are other means that you can utilize to bring forward your abilities. Exactly. Some people just don't, some people just don't have the ability to be able to see that, because for the most part they're not really summoning the demons that they think they're connecting to. They're summoning other spirits. Okay, because there's not only demons, there are a lot of other kind of spirits that are out there too. So you have to understand that. And other spirits can be far more vile than demons can. Okay? Shit, even archangels can be vile if they want to. All right? Don't get shit twisted or let anyone tell you anything otherwise, because they can really stir some shit up in your life as well, depending on whether or not you're on a specific side, of their anger. Mhm. Mhm. Exactly, HP. I've met most of these spirits that people say are evil, or accept a lot of these, you know, or accept a lot of these sacrifices, or condone, you know, spiritual attack or hurting or harming of children. None of them condone any of that shit whatsoever. None of them that I've met condone any of that stuff. That's stuff to get you to steer away from utilizing this kind of magic. That is stuff to get you to steer away from utilizing this kind of magic. Sacrifice and human sacrifice is a construct of humans. They made that. They brought that forward, okay? Humanity as a whole had brought that idea forward because they felt like that was the most sacred thing that you could do. That's a creation of humans, okay? Now, there are a lot of fucking things that humans have done that are not so good, but humans like to put the blame on spirits. Okay, they don't like to take responsibility from themselves, for their actions, for what they created. I just feel like when it comes to the royal family, they give me the weirdest vibes because they are weird. Most of them are weird. Most of them, I really feel, most of them are involved in child sacrifice and pedophilia. They are weird. I do not I do not follow them. I don't like any of their stuff. Just like I don't like getting into politics for that reason, because they're all weird to me. I don't align to a party system. I don't fuck with any of that stuff because there's no point. It's null and void at the end of the day because we really don't have a choice in their system that is created. That's just my ideologies. No problem. Mm-hmm. They are weirdos. Hi, Steven. How you doing? I barely saw you right there. Mm-hmm. She sure did. Not much. I'm just doing this live and then and take my girl out to get something to eat. Kind of do something special for her, just because sometimes you just do stuff. Oh, no problem, Great Spirit. I don't take offense to it. It's okay. No problem. It's all good. Like, I just feel like, had you, trust me, you would know because you'd be blocked. I wouldn't even really say anything. I'd just block you. So don't even worry about it. You're not offending me in any way. You have not. Because I understand there's a lot of different teachings and there's a lot of different belief systems. I don't judge anybody when it comes down to that stuff. So when they come here and you're curious about it and you're respectful, I don't give a fuck what you believe in, as long as you're respectful to the people that are here and you're respectful to me. I'm not tripping. Like, I don't care, you know? So it's fine. It's okay. Don't even worry about it. You don't gotta apologize. Yeah, I actually am. I'm mixed with Blackfoot, Gianni. I mean Giovanni. How would you connect to an entity that you cannot invoke? You can utilize a binaural beat to connect to them. Listen to some meditation music, do a path working. You can read about a path working, on the internet and read one. Excuse me. You can pre-record you reading that working, and then listen to it in a meditation, and that will provide you the ability to connect to and meet with that said spirit. It's a really good idea to do that too. No problem, ROH. You have a good night. It'll actually be coming out pretty soon. Yo, just to be honest, bro, just you can literally just sub to just become a patron. Like honestly, I'm gonna have stuff that's on there because I'm gonna be introducing the the love spells. So while I'm doing that, I'm gonna be giving you guys a full breakdown of really how to utilize connected to the energies my specific way and how to evoke, doing all of that stuff. I want to make it, as cheap as possible for people who really can't pay like 300 and $250 at a time. So the highest level is 35. So you can do 35. That's the ones that I'm going to be that's the one that I'm going to releasing everything to. That's where I'm going to be putting all the courses out. The second tier is going to be like behind the scenes, channeled gnosis, kind of different experiences that I've had with spirits that I'm not talking about on YouTube. So they can be like really exclusive to you guys. You can get like a first-hand special like behind the scenes look and even in-depth opinion about how I felt, the spirits came when they came forward and things like that. So yeah, 35 is the highest tier. The craziest thing that an entity has ever granted me, Cap, when I was working with Bune and first starting to connect with energies like Bune, I was granted the ability to learn about the death essence and use death magic. And Bune shown the tree aspect to me and walked up being shown her tree aspect to me, walked up to me, guided me through this graveyard. There were sigils everywhere, all over these like black um, tombstones or gates or obelisks, or whatever they were. This gate opened and there was a lot of green fog. That's how I knew that this was Bune. Okay, and Bune showed up as this little, small, little stump of a tree. Okay, we're walking through the graveyard, the gates open and the smoke clears, the fog clears, and there's an army of Nazis. I shit you not. These were Nazis, okay, that were literally put under my command. Bune has access to dead and fallen soldiers, okay, of any from anywhere. And literally, the Nazis that have died, they are under the order of Bune. They are under the order of a lot of the gatekeepers. They are slaves in a sense. They become slaves, quite honestly. A lot of the most vile individuals on that have done stuff on the earth that were evil, that have done really fucked up things, they become slaves. And that's what was presented to me. The Nazis were given to me, and Bune was showing me how to utilize their energy and manipulate them to use them for future workings if I was going to work with necromancy. Bune specifically showed me how to use the energy of their death to control them, but they're general because they have ranks. So when you can control specific ranks, you will have the ability to control legions. So that was my craziest experience that was gifted to me. Bune. Bune is crazy. Hmm. Yeah, no problem. So well, but yeah, you can just subscribe to Patreon, man. Like I'm gonna be putting stuff out there. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be cranking out a lot of stuff. And I'm sorry if those of you that have been, patrons, if I haven't been posting as frequently, it's just because I've been swamped with spell work. Like there have been a lot of people who have been contacting me for spell work, contacting me to do different rituals for them, things like that. I've been doing a lot of readings, things of that sort. So I've just now been able to have that ability to go forward with putting that stuff out for you guys because I'm grinding, man. I'm trying to really put a lot of stuff out there for you guys that is custom and unique, but specifically customized to work for you guys. Good night, Cat. But yeah, yeah, no problem. Um, I'll definitely have the link up. I'll put it on the community tab so you guys can look at it. I always usually have them up there, but I'll put it on the community tab for those of you who want to become patrons. The highest tier, the $35 tier, that's the one that's going to have the courses that are coming out, okay? That's the one that's going to have everything. That's when I'm going to start first putting on the love spells and stuff like that. Yes, Snow into um planets in the Reticulan stars cluster, like the Reticulan star cluster. I've been to Sirius. I've been to Jupiter. I've been to Saturn. Went to Mars. I've been to, Uranus. I've been to a lot of those different planets. When I work with them, I literally connect to and go to those planets to really bring that energy forward into the workings that I'm utilizing. Any cool entities on those planets? When I went to Sirius, okay, they were there were dog like jackal fox beings that approached me. They were the coolest ones. They embodied some of the strongest unconditional love that I've ever felt in my life. Okay. I've also traveled to other dimensions while working with the mantids. I don't specifically know what constellation it was or what planet I went to. But the realm that I went to, I know it was a specific realm where there are a lot of wraiths. So it might have actually been one of the Norse nine worlds, to be honest. King Paimon is intense. He can be intense. He's really awesome, though. He's really awesome, though. But those of you really wanting to learn astral projection, I would recommend connecting to someone like Anubis, connecting to someone like Barbados, connecting to energies like Vapar. Vapar is really good for that stuff too. Okay, Lucifuge is very good for connecting with those things as well. Lucifer, Amdusias specializes in those things too. Alse can help you with that kind of stuff as well. There are a lot of different spirits that can help you with astral projection. It really just depends on how strong your astral double is, to be honest. So if you empowered your astral double, or if it's just naturally, if it's just naturally powerful, then you can manifest in the three, in the third dimension to where people can see you. But sometimes it takes a lot of work for some people. It's different for everyone. For me, I know when I would astral project a lot, people would see me. But I also had friends who could project to me, and I would see them in my room too. So it really depends. I do, but only the Goetia. But only in the Goetia, and I don't do angels. No, Zul, from my experience, they don't. They don't. Mm-hmm. No problem. Yeah, you can email me about that. Let me see. No problem, Truth. I really appreciate it. Cute. The cat's right here sleeping next to me. He always likes to cuddle up next to me. He has to be touching me. There always has to be physical contact. Awesome. Cats are funny. Any more questions, guys? Thank you, Truth. I really appreciate that. I really do the best that I can for sure. Like, I do the best that I can to make sure that I connect to everything that you guys need to know. And if there's spirits that are around you, especially when it comes to your deceased relatives, I like to deliver those messages because there's nothing like the feeling, of receiving closure. Because I know for myself when I've lost family members and people were able to connect to them, or I've lost things and people were able to find them, there's nothing like that feeling. Absolutely nothing like that feeling. Perfect. Thank you so much. Well, just let me know, Dred. Just let me know. Yes, you really can. Amina, you can. Yes, you really can. In fact, spirits that really teach that kind of stuff would be Amdusias. He's really good with that. Bune. Bune was very good with teaching Miromancy. Very good. Mysterious, yeah. If you summon, someone like an incubus or a succubus, but you also can. I mean, you can also have sexual contact with different spirits of the Goetia as well, or any demon for that matter, depending on what your intentions are. Um, I would only recommend doing that if you're utilizing that for a ritual. If you're using that for a ritual, to be honest. I mean, I try. I definitely try to make it as simple as possible. I mean, if you wanted, mysterious, if you wanted to like actually have a spirit that does that, then you can literally go like check out Satania. They give succubi and incubi, like they summon them and they give them to you. So just want to put that out there. They actually have a service in which they summon them for you and they give them to you, like where you can have an actual companion. Oh, I'm from America, Giovanni. I'm from America. I'm from Cali. I'm from Fresno, California. Hail Lucifer. Mm, spiritual warfare. I don't know. There's just been some people who were enemies of mine. I don't really have a lot of enemies because of the fact that you know I get along for the most part with a lot of people, but when someone's just a fucking asshole, man, and then they're just a piece of shit, then I go after them. But when I go after them, most of the ones that I have, qualms with, they're not magic practitioners. So seriously, if people have a problem with me, there's fucking something wrong with them because I'm a pretty awesome person, and I give a lot of people the benefit of the doubt. But when they cross me, it's a fucking wrap. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Oh yeah. Yeah, it was really cool how they had that, but I didn't want to really show myself on there because there's a lot of people that vampirize and people who purposely do that shit. So I didn't want to show my eyes. I don't I don't usually like to show my eyes on platforms that are like that because they have a mixture of a lot of people who are fucking weird in their audience. So no offense to people who are, a part of the audience, but there are some people who are weird, weirdos that know about vampirism and that really like to do weird shit. So, you would actually be able to feel them in the third dimension, yes, but as it won't be as prevalent if you are someone that is not attuned to your abilities, especially your abilities of clairvoyance and your claircognizant abilities. If you're not able to do that, then you're really not going to feel that companion if you had one. Excuse me. Hmm? Yeah, weapon. Oh, okay. Um, so here's a technique that Bune gave me about detaching entities from yourself. You can envision a shade, like an energy, a black shadow behind you, like your shadow behind you, and imagine that standing behind you. Set the intention of removing that energy, whatever it is that's bothering you, whatever energy is attached to you. Set the intention of removing that energy and envision that energy being sucked out into the shadow, and that energy will be removed from you. Mm-hmm. No problem, Mario. No problem. No problem. But that's how you can get that energy like taken away from you. I've tried it before and it's worked. Like literally it has worked. It's almost like a grounding technique with with your shadow self, but it fucking works because they can devour whatever it is that you don't want. They'll devour whatever it is that you don't want. They devour energies that are around you that are not needed, and you can give that as an offering to them. You can offer parasites to them, spirits that work very well with parasites and removing the evil eye, things of that sort are bereath, bow bereath. Like they're really good with helping you understand that stuff. So I'll just put that out there for you because they work very well with that kind of energy. Yeah, I've noticed that, Jeremiah. That's a really good grounding technique, Great Spirit. I use that same one too. Sobnok. Sobnok is very protective. He's very kind, extremely knowledgeable when it comes to psychic warfare, but also when it comes to building up your astral temple and your armies for protective measures. Yeah, I could do another video like that again. I was actually doing it last night with some of my friends. So yeah, I can definitely do one. Yes, Marbus can remove unwanted energies. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Marbus is also able to perform full-blown fucking exorcisms. He's amazing. But Biafranz is really good for that too. Sobnok really can. He can really build up your energies very well. I have not actually experienced Murmur yet. Not yet. Um, I will though in the future. The only one that I've experienced was Furfur that had like, kind of similar energy. Furfur is really cool. No problem, Giovanni. No problem. The next step, what I would recommend that is really good for protection, is getting yourself crystals, keeping crystals around yourself. Those are really good. Like black tourmaline, getting smoky quartz. Use the masculine stones to pull energies that might not be wanted in your atmosphere. I like to keep geodes around me, but I also like to take energies like Pazuzu, get an idol of spirits that you feel like you really have a good connection with that specializes in protection, and you can have their statues there. Literally just holding them can pull that energy away from you. But also, you can just use yourself, envision yourself standing there in front of you and eat what it is that you don't want around you. I'll just eat shit. Like sometimes I'll just go and eat the energies that are there. If there's anything attacking me, for the most part, I'm gonna end up eating it because that's how I get down. I'll just transform into the shape of like a kraken and I'll eat the energy. And depending on, who it's from or what it is, that'll determine whether or not I'm going to have to keep repeating the process. But for the most part, when I eat them, they don't come back. With your sport, um, athleticism, I feel like yes, but also Bure is very good for active, working out, athleticism. Marbus is very good for athleticism. Um, hmm. Astaroth is very good for athleticism too. Establish a relationship with them first. build rapport with them first because then they'll be more apt to connect with you, or just research them. That builds up rapport with them too. They respect that as well. Hi, Lily. Hi, you're awake now. Come here. Mm-hmm. Exactly, Mario. How long have I been contacting spirits? All my life. Really, I've been doing this all my life. I've really only fully been on the left-hand path for about moving into 2 years now. Quite honestly, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. It's only been moving into 2 years, but I've been studying and understanding the psychic abilities and honing in on them since I was probably about 3 years old. It started with me watching TV and, looking at different paranormal shows, learning about parapsychology. And then by the time I got into middle school, I learned about my psychic abilities and predicting the future, but also matching and understanding people's connection when it came to love. So I started practicing love magic when I got into high school. And then I learned about luck. Then I opened up my third eye and I was able to really start to get in depth in understanding my abilities and teaching others as well. Really, when I was 16, I started to really fully go in depth with this stuff, and I'm 24 now. So Asmodeus is awesome. Yeah, shapeshifting, you can do that in the astral that I know of because I don't know of any kind of physical shapeshifting. There are people out there that claim to know it, but I've never seen it for myself, so I cannot say if that is true or not because I don't know. Hmm. There's so many oversaturated just bull crap. Just there's so much bull crap. I agree. Having me for yeah for shapeshifting, I'll probably be working on a course for that, but also a course for working with familiars. That'll probably be something that's coming out too, but it's probably going to be like in more forwards of like 3 months or so before that stuff comes out because I'm going to be teaching you guys about love magic first, manipulation of thought forms, things of that sort. So, basically teaching the basics and helping you to understand meditation as well. So I decided to put it onto Patreon. Hi, son. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, hey, because there's a lot of you can keep that, you can go with that stuff, but I just like to keep it short and to the point. Everybody's stuff is different, but I'm still working on it. There's still a lot of stuff that I have not put into it. I put it out there because I have a lot of stuff that I'm still going to be putting together. But that's the reason why I compiled it with another course, because you're not going to find anyone with a Chi Balls course like mine. I can guarantee you won't. Make a choice. It's probably someone that was fucking with you, Dread. It was probably someone fucking with you because there will be no demons that actually force you to get on this path. They don't give a fuck if you do or you don't. So if you want to be on this path, you could be on this path. But if if you don't, you don't have to. They're not gonna force you. They only want to work with people who are willing to go forward to connect with them. They will never force you. So if there is an energy that's forcing you, that's a trickster or it's an imposter. I just want to put that out there. Because for myself, I mean, yeah, when I was first getting onto this path, Azazel was telling me a lot of things about what he could provide and what he could do for me, things of that sort. But when it came down to it, I let it, I let myself have that experience on my own and looked into him, and then I built a connection with Azazel, and I started talking to the gatekeepers, and now I understand far more. Yeah, I have gotten a lot of resistance from people, yes. A lot of people are like, a lot of people have been very, you know, iffy, like, oh yeah, he's gonna try to steal my soul, he's gonna try to sacrifice me, blah 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 blah. A bunch of bullshit, because a lot of people are so brainwashed from so much of the stuff that's just out there. Just go to, you can go to my last video that I made and go to the description, Lord Web, and you can go straight to Patreon on there. Um, you can go on there and you'll be able to see the tiers and stuff. I don't have those courses out just yet, but I'm going to be uploading them. Okay. So you can do it in advance because then you'll already get access to them when I put them out there. But they're only going to be allowed for the third tier. Yeah. Because I'm going to be putting more. I still have videos that I have not really finished uploading onto the other courses because I was changing a lot of different things. I'm going to be putting those on there too. When it comes to the evocation course, there's a lot of stuff that was not able to upload, so I had to rework it. But that's why majority of the people who had ended up getting the course, they ended up getting the Chi Balls course compiled with it, and I even gave it at a discounted price for that specific reason because it was glitching. But I'm going to see you guys next time. I'm gonna be getting off because I'm really hungry now. So, I want you guys to have a really good day.